Test. Good evening. Everyone, please rise for the Star Spangled Banner. Our honorary conductor for the band will be Dana Brooks. You may be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and graduates. My name is Regina Winborn. I'm one of the assistant principals of Lincoln High School. We welcome all of you here this evening. Let me take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude for the service and dedication of those present on stage tonight. It is my honor to recognize the superintendent, central office staff, and Lincoln Board of Education. Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Robert Jansen. Director of Human Resources, Mr. Adam Blaylock. Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Ms. Corinza Smith. School Board, President Mrs. Yolene Williams. Vice President Mrs. Jennifer Chohorsky. Secretary Mrs. Jennifer Lombard. Treasurer, Mr. Thomas Rollins. Sorry. Trustee, Mrs. Allison Sparks. Trustee, Mr. Matthew Bentley. And Trustee Jason Moore. All right, I'm going to try not to ugly cry. We're going to get through this. All right. I got this. Graduates, families, staff, and friends. Tonight, we gather to celebrate all things class of 2021. And although this year did not look like those before, you made it your own. An outdoor prom like no other. Seriously, who has fireworks at their prom? I didn't. I'm sure most people here did not either. And the first class to see the lab come to life. So many things you were able to see and do while you were a Lincoln student. I look back fondly at all of those memories of you, my kids. Darn it. For the non-educators in the room, it means my daytime kids. For many of you, my memories of you start in the Salmon hallway. In the very last room, on the classroom on the left. For some of you, that room caused you much pain because it was your math class. But from that classroom, I could see all of your personalities begin to form. I saw you experiment with math concepts, with paper and glue, and the wonderful sound of, I got it, I got it. At the end of the year, a group of you gave me this cup. And I never used it for fear the names would rub off. I wanted to keep it as a reminder of how much my cup was filled that year. As it turned out, it was the last year that I would end up teaching dividing decimals to a group of 11 and 12-year-olds. Flash forward 3 years later, and my last sixth grade class joined me at the high school. I was so excited to see you, to see how much you have grown and developed into your young adult self. Many of you changed just slightly, while others changed dramatically, and usually that meant you were much taller than I was. And many more of you gained the title of my kids, which would include now the entire class of 2021. I love seeing you walk the halls, smiling, and just enjoying all the things that high school had to offer you. It was this laughter and your smiles that, again, filled my cup. A graduation address wouldn't be a graduation address if it didn't have some words of encouragement or wisdom. So here goes. Spend your life filling your cup and the cups of those in your circle. Your circle will shrink and it will grow like the change of the area of a circle. It will be filled with seasonal acquaintances, longtime friends, and family. One thing to be conscious of is who you allow to fill your cup and who you honor with your energy to fill their cup. Your circle will be filled with people who tell you, your circle needs to be filled with people who tell you that your outfit is banging or that you have toilet paper stuck to the bottom of your shoe. Your circle could also help you when you are down, encourage you when the road seems unbearable, and be there for you for the many milestones that wait ahead of you. Those things will help fill your cup and give you the courage and strength to endure even a pandemic. Use some thoughts and feelings to fill others' cups, whether you stay here at Lincoln, in Ypsi, Michigan, beyond our borders, your future circle is waiting for you. So class of 2021, I leave you with this. It was a trying year in so many ways, but in looking at the cup as half full, we gained a lot. More time with loved ones and a greater sense of self-awareness and need for self-care. Please continue to be aware of what you need to fill your cup, how you can help others keep their cups as full as well. I'm so very proud of you and thankful every day that my cup runneth over. No ugly. I now have the distinct honor to introduce the President of the Board of Education, Ms. Yolene Williams. Yeah. Amanda, after you.
Good evening, graduates, families, administration, and all staff. On behalf of the Lincoln Consolidated Schools Board of Education, I welcome all of you here tonight. It is my absolute honor and privilege to have this opportunity to stand before you this evening as we celebrate this phenomenal milestone for the class of 2021. We are incredibly proud of each and every one of you, and you should be incredibly proud of yourselves. This evening is particularly special for Trustee LaBombard as she celebrates the success of her 7th Lincoln graduate, Trustee Sparks as she celebrates her 2nd Lincoln graduate, and for me, as I celebrate the graduation of my first baby. This past year has looked and felt like no other. School looked and felt different. Sports looked and felt different. Relationships with friends, family, teachers, and other staff looked and felt different. This was a year of incredible emotional highs and lows, hard work, fatigue, gratitude, and hope. There have been challenges with a global pandemic, challenges in economics, politics, and social justice. In 2020, our nation was met with a pandemic that fundamentally reshaped the way we live, work, and thus connect. Social unrest and an election that reflects the deep fissures that divide our nation. As a result, this is the time to ask and work intently to answer, where do we go from here? Some were happy to say goodbye to an extremely difficult 2020. 2021 began with incredible hope and then profound disappointment. Together, we bore the burden of endless, unpredictable changes to the delivery of education, wrestled with burnout and exhaustion, and tested the bounds of wellness and self-care. We have experienced greatness, we have experienced disappointment, and we have experienced loss. However, when I look back, what I remember most are the moments of caring and kindness shown to our children, to each other, to our community, and the creative solutions that evolved out of necessity, the pure fortitude it took to get through each day, each week, and this past academic year. That I will never forget. We have again demonstrated our ability to come together and support one another. You all have already shown your ability to thrive in adversity, your strength, and your resilience. Resilience, the capacity to recover from difficulties, toughness. You have embodied Superintendent Jansen's consistent message of, together we can, together we will. I want to thank our amazing district leadership and staff, without whom none of this past year of success could have been accomplished. I want to give a special thank you to those that thought outside of the box and made this night possible for our graduates. We recognize the hard work and dedication to our children. It is greatly valued and appreciated. Graduates, as you prepare to leave your high school years behind and embark upon an exciting next step, take time to reflect and be grateful for the many great memories you have made, the friendships that you have shared, the lives that you have touched, and those people who made a significant difference in your lives. Your families, friends, teachers, mentors, coaches, and others in attendance who have made significant impacts on your lives. Some who have changed the course of your lives forever. Lincoln staff have prepared you all well for the world. We got this far. How do we continue to move forward? Shannon Alder said, you can read 100 books on wisdom and write 100 books on wisdom, but unless you apply what you learned, it is only words on a page. Life is not lived with intentions, but with action. Listen to good people who know how to disagree respectfully. Learn from the kind of leaders who choose to listen to each other. I hope that you will find the need to follow through on changing the world. If we find out why one feels so passionately about their beliefs, it will help us understand. We do not always have to agree, but we can always understand. Yehuda Berg said, hurt people hurt people. That is how pain patterns get passed on, generation after generation. Break the chain today. Meet anger with sympathy, contempt with compassion, cruelty with kindness, greet grimaces with smiles, forgive and forget about finding fault. As the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, our loyalties must transcend our race, our tribe, our class, and our nation. Discrimination, xenophobia, and racial injustice are not limited to one marginalized community. The effects of inequities and inequalities impact us all. Love is truly the weapon of the future. I stand before you tonight believing in each and every one of you. I support you, and I am confident that what has been instilled in you here at Lincoln has prepared you for success in whatever you do in life and wherever you go in life. We speak about the greatness of diversity here at Lincoln, understanding and valuing the diversity of ability, thought, background, preference, experience, socioeconomic status, ethnicity, and religion brings benefit to all. Take that out into the world with you. Change is brought about when ordinary people do extraordinary things. Always know we are more than a school. We are more than a neighborhood. We are a village, a family. We are Splitter Nation. You are loved and supported with Splitter pride wherever you go. At the end of Song of Solomon, Toni Morrison said, "If you surrendered to the air, you could ride it." Do not ever be afraid to color outside the lines. Go out and be the world. Congratulations, Lincoln High School class of 2021. I almost did it. At this time, I would like to introduce our leader of educational excellence, my friend and our esteemed superintendent, Mr. Robert Jansen.
Good evening, everyone. It is so wonderful to see everybody in person tonight. My name is Robert Jansen, and I am the very proud superintendent of Lincoln Consolidated Schools. Thank you, President Williams, for your inspirational words. I know today is extra special for you and your family with the graduation of Malia, so congratulations. Along with President Williams, I'd also like to thank our entire Lincoln Consolidated Schools Board of Education for their dedication and commitment to our district and support for all of our graduates. Vice President Jaworski, Secretary Lowenbarb, congratulations to Kayla. Treasurer Rollins, Trustee Sparks, and congratulations to Jackson. And then Trustee Bentley, and welcome aboard. To all the families, friends, special connections that anyway who have supported this special group of graduates, you should all be congratulated. On behalf of all of us here at Lincoln Consolidated Schools, it truly has been an honor and a privilege to have had the opportunity to serve you. I'd like to thank our central office administrators and our amazing high school administrative team, including Mrs. Winborn, and thank you for your wonderful words of wisdom, Mrs. Melcher, and our interim principal, Mr. Sims, and thank you for your service during our pandemic, Mr. Sims. In addition to, I'd also like to thank a special thank you to the committee that helped put this wonderful event together. A special thank you to Katie Moffitt, Ty Smith, Emmy Baker, Myra Hamilton, Jim Grissom, Jody Cox, and all the other members of the volunteers who helped put this event together. I'd also like to thank the entire staff of Lincoln High School for all of your hard work and dedication to this very special group. Thank you. And to every single Lincoln employee or community member that's been involved in making this special day happen, this is why we do what we do. Class of 2021, we are so proud of you. There's an old proverb that says, may you live in interesting times. Some view this as a curse, others see it as a blessing. The theory being that one suggests turbulence and chaos rather than peace and tranquility. The other suggesting exciting and fascinating times. Over the past 18 months, you may have viewed anyone suggesting this period as a blessing would be absolutely crazy. Perhaps saying that whoever said this was foolish, as well as insert your most unfavorite educator or administrator. But don't say it out loud, especially if you're referring to me. You might have thought that you wish you knew this was coming so you could have planned something different. You might feel cheated. But please don't. Life is full of twists and turns, and the beauty of life is taking each day one at a time. I'm not saying don't plan ahead, only be prepared to zag when your plan was to zig. My advice to you is to view this period as a blessing. Every life event experience is a building block for your future. Some blocks are pleasant, while others are not so much. But you should realize that the unpleasant blocks are often the strongest in building the foundation that will prepare you for what lies ahead. Building on those gives you the ability to deal with all the zagging you will do in the future, and that will happen often. As an education professional, it may sound contradictory to suggest reverting to plagiarism, to providing advice to you on how to live your life. But as someone who has treasured sports throughout my life, I'd like to repeat the advice of legendary North Carolina State basketball coach Jim Valvano just 2 months before his untimely passing. While he knew his end was near, he struggled onto stage, exceeded his TV time allotment, and gave one of the most inspirational speeches I've ever heard. For those who haven't seen the speech, I urge you to spend 15 minutes or so listening to it. It will move you. However, the advice he gave on how to live each day was, to me, there are 3 things everyone should do every day. Number 1 is laugh. You should laugh every day. Number 2 is to think. Spend some time in thought. Number 3, you should have your emotions move you to tears. Could be happiness or joy. If you laugh, think, and cry, that's a full day. That's a heck of a day. Class of 2021, as you move forward into adulthood, I wish all of you health, happiness, joy, success, lasting friendships, and love. Above all, remember fondly the times and experiences you've built over the past 4 years as members of Splitter Nation. May they last a lifetime. And please, 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 always remember you are loved. You will always have your LCS community behind you. Thank you. I am happy and very honored to present our salutatorian for the class of 2021, Miss Aspen Linter. There you go. Let's go on a little bit here. So there you go. Can you help with your mic? All right.
Thank you, Superintendent Jansen, and congratulations to everyone on their graduation. To begin, I want to thank my family, teachers, friends, and all the people who supported me these past few years. When I was told to write this speech, I had no idea what to say. So I searched countless websites on Google, but there was no Quizlet with all the answers. Instead, I found hundreds of versions of the same generic speech about how we're all great and our knowledge will open up many doors in the future. This is, beyond a doubt, true for each and every one of us. But one thing I believe our class has shown, more so than any other, is resilience. The class of 2021 has been forced to show immense adaptability and perseverance over the past year. We constantly changed to the new regulations, shifting how we learned, socialized, and lived. Our senior year was full of unprecedented times, social distancing, cohorts, and virtual events. But despite all the odds stacked against us, we persevered through. I don't think any of us expected a year like this, but I know we all showed resilience. Anyway, we grew, adapted, and molded ourselves into better, stronger people because of it. In the words of J.K. Rowling, we do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better. Class of 21, we have that power. We have that magic. So let's imagine a better world and work to make it possible. This may be the end of our high school experience, but it's the first step toward a future of possibilities. Each accomplishment is simply a stepping stone for future success. Your life is your story. So, no matter where your future may take you, take pride in how far you have come and have faith in how far you will go. Thank you.
Great job. Lincoln High School is truly fortunate to be represented by two outstanding individuals who have earned the distinction of valedictorians for the class of 2021. They have demonstrated outstanding academic excellence these past 4 years. It is my pleasure and honor to present to you the valedictorians of Lincoln High School graduating class of 2021. Please welcome Mr. Austin McDonald, followed by Ms. Kristen Williams. You got this. It's a little windy. There you go, buddy. You got it.
Well, can you grab my cord? No, the cord. Yeah, just tie it over.
There you go. All right.
Thank
Do you
you.
want me to hold the paper for you?
Yeah, thank you. All right. Good evening, class of 2021. I'm glad to see you all here to celebrate this long-awaited moment of triumph. The past couple of years have surely been a journey. We've all had our ups and downs, gazed over the hilltops, trucked through the valleys, some of them shared together as one, but others personally, away from the public view. Though no matter the manner, or whether it was a victory or a defeat, each of these experiences that we have all faced has played a distinct role in shaping us into who we are today. And on this premise, I humbly come before you on such a day of celebration to share with you a small, perhaps unworthy anecdote, but I hope and pray that it will be impactful enough in at least one of you to serve some purpose in the future of humanity. Now, how shall I begin this tale? Once upon a time, I apologize, I have to keep it classic. Once upon a time, there lived a boy, an undisclosed adulting teen who you are definitely not currently listening to with your eyelids either open or shut. And you see, this boy dared have aspirations. He was one of those kids who just thought he had it all figured out. He knew where he wants to go to college, what he's going to study, the type of job that he would be hired into straight out of college, because really, what is prior job experience? If any of you know how to just magically gain 2 to 5 years of experience for an entry-level position, please let the world know. But back to my fictitious story. You see, this particular boy had an idea planted inside of him. Many years ago, he sat and watched a graduation ceremony himself, that of his eldest sister. And at that ceremony, part of him was focused on said sister, walking across the stage and receiving her hard-earned diploma. Yet the other part of him was fixated on another student, one who had the glorious, obnoxious audacity to attach an LED matrix to the top of his graduation cap and use its eccentric display as a substitute for his cardstock and glue. That day just may have been when this particular boy decided that he wanted to be an electrical engineer. And of course, one up that contraptional headgear competition who probably doesn't realize that he is in a competition. Fast forward a decade, and it was his time, and he had it all planned out. He knew what parts he needed, where he needed to order them from, possessed the electrical, mechanical, and software knowledge. It was a wrap, a green light, game on, and then tragedy struck. Summer vacation ended. And it was senior year, and a full-time student plus part-time employee equals an imaginary solution. Between studies and work, LED matrix on his mind, but too exhausted to think, electrical components littered about the floor for months, blurry-eyed day and night, daydreaming for the next time he could lay down and dream. Is there any end to an endless cycle? 2 weeks, not only senior year ended, he was told to go out with a bang, and he did. It was a good final round, gained some knowledge, sharpened some skills, made new discoveries. 2 weeks, not only to start, but to also finish the graduation cap. This was life or death, do or die, a hilariously over-dramatized hot mess. I don't have any time, he would say, but didn't he? Everything is against me, he would accuse. But was that really true? Does not time and chance happen to us all? What did he have to prove? To himself? To the world? To both? To none? What's the point? There is no point. This is pointless. Break it apart, throw it away, be done. I'll never reach my simplest of dreams, so I'll just sit here ambitionless. Whoa. Where did these thoughts come from? Pause, stop, time out, refresh, reset, reduce, reuse, recycle, focus. Fast forward again. Was it accomplished? Was it done? Has the goal been reached? The make-believe competition won? For all this boy knew, he might find himself speaking out to the masses on said subject, and would he have something to show for it? Can someone play Mrs. Pac-Man off the top of his head yet? Priorities. End of story. Why? Because it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Why? Because he changed his mindset. He would no longer desperate himself in a race against time purely for showmanship. Time is too relative to abuse. To some, one day may feel as 1,000 years, but to only one, 1,000 years is one day. Why rush to the finish line when knowledge can only be gained along the way? This is my valedictory to you, class of 2021. Whoa, sudden ending, I know. I just want you to remember that is not the end goal that determines your worth, not the drying hourglass that tells of your potential. I needlessly fall prone to throwing away my saturated endeavors solely because they cannot be compressed into my impossible, self-inflicted time frame. Please do not share in my antics. Because the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but unto them that endure unto the end. So endure. Reach your goal no matter how difficult the journey is, no matter how long it takes you, because you can. Can you?
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations, class of 2021. We did it. I'd like to give a huge thank you to all the teachers and staff who contributed to our high school experience and ensured our past 4 years were memorable. I'd especially like to thank all of the staff and administration that made this day possible. For the majority of this school year, I didn't think that this graduation would be possible. I kept my expectations low, as with most other things in the past year, because let's be honest, High School Musical failed to prepare us for the past year and a half. Not only was there minimal spontaneous singing and dancing, but there was also hardly any face-to-face contact. There were no plays, no concerts, no homecoming, no traditional sports games, and little to no gathering of the student body at all. All we had were screens, mute and unmute buttons, and a lack of motivation. With all that being said, look at us. We're here graduating. Class of 21, we will be able to tell our children that our senior year was like no other. We will be able to tell our grandchildren that we spent a year and a half of our high school years in the middle of a pandemic, and we still went on to do bigger and better things, because that is what we are destined to do. This year has only proved that we are resilient. It has proved that we are capable of remaining successful even when dealt the most unexpected of cards. This year has tested us in so many ways, yet here we all sit. A person who falls and gets back up is much stronger than a person who never fell. We were handed a year that tripped us and made us fall, but we all stood up again and fought to graduate. Class of 2021, we are the future. We will keep fighting for what we believe in, because we have already proven time and time again that we are resilient. This world needs change, and we will bring it. I'm sure of it. Thank you.
The class of 2021 was asked to recommend a guest speaker for this evening. We are pleased that Mr. Michael Weathers, is here this evening. Mr. Weathers is a 19-year Lincoln teacher, 11 of which have been at the high school. He works tirelessly to make Lincoln High School a great place to be a student. I am proud that the class of 2021 has chosen Mr. Weathers as their guest speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome this year's speaker, Mr. Michael Weathers.
Good evening, families, colleagues, and graduates. I am both humbled and honored to be selected as your speaker tonight. It is truly wonderful that we are at a point where we can celebrate your high school graduation together in person, and I am optimistic that we are finally on a path to being able to fully participate again in activities that we took for granted until just over a year ago once again. This clearly has not been the senior year that any of you have envisioned, but your class has left a positive and permanent legacy at Lincoln High School nonetheless, and you provide us with one of the most important attributes moving forward: hope. I will be honest that it has been quite difficult to come up with the right words to say for the honor you have provided me for being chosen as your speaker tonight. But I keep coming back to positive memories from my experiences of working with you. You made my job fun, and I wish circumstances could have been different so that all of us could have enjoyed a more traditional year. But for many of the same reasons that you made my job so enjoyable, you stepped up to the challenges of this changing world with the grace and resilience that makes all of us proud to stand here today to honor your accomplishments. For many different reasons, it seems that increasingly in the past few years, many people have allowed differences in beliefs and experiences to have a greater role than our ability to find common ground, and that we have become more polarized. Although there is a wide variety of viewpoints among you, I feel very fortunate to have witnessed your ability to find the good in each other and your ability to maintain civil discourse about complicated issues. You know the difference between right and wrong, but you also understand that many issues are complex, and your ability not to judge someone unless you have walked a mile in their shoes is admirable and greatly appreciated. This past year has been very difficult for many, and I want to congratulate all of you for your efforts in getting to the finish line of this marathon of traditional school, both for your own efforts and for the empathy and support you provided each other and others. I think of part of the song Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba, I'm older than you guys, as I have witnessed from your class. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You are never gonna keep me down. That spirit has gotten you here today and will lead to much better days ahead. I ask of you graduates to spread the positive qualities you have shown throughout your years at Lincoln with the rest of the world wherever life takes you next. You have shown qualities that this world needs more than ever right now. Take with you your upbeat attitude, your willingness to listen to each other, your kindness, your flexibility, your perseverance. These attributes you have are contagious and are needed as the world is opening back up. Those who were your age during the Great Depression and World War II are often referred to as the greatest generation for the values they exemplified during some of our nation's most difficult times. Although I was not alive to see that generation's actions then, I see great potential from you to make this world a better place, just as you have made Lincoln High School a better place. Focus on what you already do well, and things we cannot change will become more tolerable because of how you approach it. I feel very fortunate to have had the privilege of working with you here at Lincoln High School. You have definitely had a positive impact on my life and on the lives of those in attendance to celebrate today with you. I greatly look forward to hearing about the great things you will accomplish, and I thank you for the privilege and opportunity for both having worked with you and for being your speaker tonight. Thank you.
Superintendent Jansen, the graduates sitting before us this evening have completed all the necessary requirements set forth by the Lincoln Board of Education under the program that is Advanced Ed accredited. I would like to present to you the graduating class of 2021.
As superintendent of Lincoln Consolidated Schools, I couldn't be more honored to accept these students as the graduating class of 2021. Congratulations, everyone.
And now, Ms. Williams and Mr. Jansen will present our first diplomas.
For outstanding academic excellence, we would like to present our first diplomas to our co-valedictorians, Mr. Austin McDonald and Ms. Kristen Williams. Yeah.
There we are. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Our next stellar scholar receiving their diploma is our salutatorian, Ms. Aspen Lintner.
Congratulations.
Our next diploma goes to the president of the class of 2021, Ms. Grace Bogdansky. Let's go move down. Our next diploma goes to the vice president of the class of 2021, Ms. Emily Cook. Our next diploma goes to the secretary of the class of 2021, Ms. Victoria Renfro. Next, our next diploma goes to the treasurer of the class of 2021, Miss Elizabeth Moore. Next, the student council representative, Miss Jaden Hackman. Next, we have student council representative, Miss Alexis Lexi Hoffman.
All right, and so Jody and Myra. Yeah. Honor guard. Honor Guard, please have the first row stand. Honor Guard, please have the first row stand. Thank you.
Abigail Abraham. Abby.
We got the box here, okay.
Ashton Adams. Joshua Adams. Haley Atkins. Nadine Agnor. Maki Ahmed. Right. Sorry, baby. Mustafa Almaya. Brianna Anderson.
Casey Andrade. Here's your card back. Walk around and I'll give you the card. Keisha Avila. Walk around. Cameron Baker. Riley Baker. Marianne Barksdale. Marianne. Magdalena Barnett. Brandon Barthwell. Brandon. Christopher Barton.
Grace Becker. Jalen Beecham. Kennedy Bentley.
Wait a second. And then you'll take it from that.
Maurice Boyd.
I'm gonna give it back. After I say your name, I'll give your card back.
Nevaeh Bozeman. Dana Brooks. Jalen Broyles. Allison Bryant. James Buckner. Gabriel Burton. Anthony Campbell. Ashton Cardenas.
Trenton Carey. Jonathan Castro. Kalana Clark. Teresa Clark. Anna Collier. Anna. Jason Collins. Sterling Collins. India Collins. Grace Conklin. Shalia Connor. Alyssa Cooper.
Harper Cruz. Will Kreitz. Jarrett John Cross. Madison Cunningham. Hannah Surback. Yusuf Cyrus. Brooke Daly. Gabriel Damey. Bethlehem Daniel. Israel Daniel.
Angela Dickinson. Angela Dixon. Angelica Dixon. Sorry, dear. Cameron Diggs. Megan Daughtery. Terrence Dye. Terrence. Jalen Easley. Hey there. Joseph Eberly. Tell me how to say that. Chigozirum Ege. Brandon Elka. Kendrick Epps. Trevor Eller.
Derek Daughtery. Megan Evans. Alana Fales. Michael Fossbender. Brianna Feist. There you go, baby. Gage Ford Amony. Jarrell Franklin.
Take it from this side and I'll give it back to you on that side, okay?
Amani Fry. Justice Fuller. Aaliyah Gambles.
Paul Gatlin. Selah Gonzalez. Dewan Green. Bailey Griffin. Logan Grissom. Logan. Jordan Gutierrez. Jordan Hackman. Aaliyah Hall. Daniel Harlan. Darian DeHarris. Evelyn Harvey.
Madison Harwood. Jandon Hassenrick. Bruce Haywood. Samuel Holzer. Shariah Hopkins. Anaya Howard. Sean Hoxie. Faith Hubbard. Brianna Hutchinson. Olivia Hunt. Ryla Dappermont.
Jamel James. Jordan Johnson. Jordan. Tyler Johnson. Vivian Johnson. Brendan Jones. Trevor Jones. Alexis Camfolt. Nakaya Jenkins. Tyra Carroll. Matthew Kaczmarek. Brennan Kelly. You're welcome.
Thomas Kerner. Kaylee Kirschner. Kayla LaBombarbe. Lillian Lacombe. Owen LaPointe. Latasha Leggett. Jaden Lewis. Lacey Lynn. Demarion Lovelace. Jenny Lee Lundell. Imani Link.
Samantha Malbu. Jackson Merkel. Vanessa Merkel. D'Angelo McCory. Evan Martin. Mitchell McAllister. Jalen McCoy. Joel McGregor. Elijah Melton. Brianna Moore. Brianna. Anthony Morales.
Taylor Morris. Caitlin Morgus. Justin Murray. Haley Neely. Megan Newman. Nick Newman. Jacob Newland. Ariel Noble. Haley Naud. Haley Odom. Colin O'Grady.
Michael Oliveira. William Osborne. There you go. Evan Pace. Jade Palmore. Jade. Malachi Patrick. Isabella Pete. Jania Perry. Janaya Perry. Heather Petrowski. Jillian Pinkney. John Petrowski.
Shania Poole. Jessica Potter. Samuel Pope. Latrell Powell. Callie Prophet. Rocco Robinson.
Hi, sweetie. Aw.
Caleb Rogers.
I was going to say when you woke up. Oh my God, you should have went there.
Jenna Rose.
Aw, it's Madeline Snap.
Amaya Rupert.
Okay.
Sean Eric Salazar.
I went to school at Snap in Chelsea.
Lucas Jacob.
You do. Madeline Smat. Angeline Schultz. Just Jaden Scott? Jaden Scott. I'm trying not to. Okay. Dominic Salgado. Here, Dominic. Kimberly Slovensky. I've known that one. Corey Smith. No, you're okay. Lauren Snyder. Lauren. Hi. Kelsey Suave. My girl. Jackson Sparks. Aiden Stanley. Layla Stanley.
Dalton Tepper. Isabel Thomas. Leah Thomason. Jasmine Pfeiffer. Aspen Thompson. Jalen Thompson. Jacob Thiem. Dominic Tolf. Devondre Trotter.
Not yet, sweetie, just a second.
Hannah Turner.
Ready and read it. Jacob Gasser. Jackson Meyer. Shania Driver. You're gonna make me cry. Is it Tyra or Kira? Kira Steven. There you go.
Late arrival. No show today.
Cole Stintner. I'm sorry, Cole Stiltner. Okay. Paris Stenson. Caroline Stone. Maximus Stone. Elizabeth Sweeney. Bella Tackett. Taha Tahir.
Kevin Velasquez. Thomas Willoughby. Aiden Wills. Olivia Whitcop. Kayla Womack. Taya Wright. Zach Zadell. Joseph Zawicki. Michael Wisniewski.
Liberty Jean Leon Takehasi. Lily Vesse. Naja Walker. Talia Wallace. Taya Weston. Ajane Williams. Brennan Weaver. Good job, Brennan. Mariah Williams. Malia Williams. Taryn Williams. Here you go, honey. Taryn. Ava Williamson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to introduce you to this year's class president and vice president, who will be addressing the class and presenting the key of leadership. It is with my great pleasure that I introduce you to Ms. Grace Boganski. and Miss Emily Cook.
This is too low. How do I turn this? Okay, it's fine. Good evening, Lincoln families, staff, and seniors. I'm Emily Cook. I'm the class vice president. And I've had a great 4 years here at Lincoln High School, so I just want to thank everyone who has supported us to get here. And I promise my speech is short. Oh, thanks. All we ever talk about when it comes to COVID is loss. All the things we have lost, time we have lost, memories we could have made, and sadly, people we have lost. Sure, COVID has taken away a lot from us, but we have also gained a lot this past year. You know, like 15 pounds. But we have learned so much about our families, our friends, teachers. We've learned about people around the world, and most importantly, we've learned about ourselves. I myself, and I'm sure most of you, have learned how to push forward and move on. COVID has taught us perseverance and how to persist through difficult times. A global pandemic may not happen again in our lifetime. Hopefully it won't. But there will be so many struggles that life will put us through as we get older. Maybe there'll be small struggles, like the promotion you've worked hard for went to someone else. Or they'll have a bigger impact, like being laid off. Whatever it is, work, your personal life, COVID has further prepared us for these roadblocks and disappointments. Instead of being pessimistic and dwelling on them, we now have a good idea of how to see the bright side and move forward. Right now might be the most important time in our lives in which we have to move forward. We're moving on with COVID. Thank God it's hopefully coming to an end. And in addition to that, we're moving on in our lives. And this is a huge step for us. Moving on is a hard thing to do because it means stepping away from something that we are so used to. This might mean leaving behind a place, people, or an environment that has shaped you in some way. I'm sure many of you have watched the show The Office, and in the finale, one of the characters, Creed, says, "No matter how you get there or where you end up, human beings have this miraculous gift to make that place home." Right now, home to us is our families, the school, the friends we have made here over the years, the Friday night football games, the pep rallies, homecoming dances, and the classrooms we've spent so much time in. Wherever we end up next year, whether it's a dorm room, boot camp, or new job, we will eventually call that place home too. As sad as it is, it's a part of life. It's moving on. But moving on is not saying goodbye, but thank you, and I will see you again. In fact, the word commencement is an 800-year-old French word that means a beginning or start. So we are not here today to say goodbye. We are here today to celebrate what is to come. Here's to the next chapter of our lives. Here's to finding our new place, a new home. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Good evening. I'm Grace Bogdansky, the class president. Over the past 4 years, I've had the honor of being president of the class of 2021. I would like to thank all of you for giving me this opportunity. Without your support, I wouldn't be in the position that I am today. A big thank you also goes to our class sponsors, Mr. Grissom and Ms. Hamilton. They have volunteered their time to help us for the past 4 years, and we wouldn't have been able to accomplish as much without them. From float building to fundraisers, they were there assisting us, ensuring those events were the best they could be. I would also like to thank our administration and staff for thinking outside of the box this year. We missed out on a lot as a class, but they were able to give us some sense of normalcy with prom and graduation. Leadership is so much more than just one person. It takes cooperation and teamwork to make things work. I am honored to have worked with the other class officers for the past 4 years. They are all amazing and talented people whose ideas and skills have allowed things to be more organized and greater than I could have accomplished on my own. President is a big title, but I'm just one piece of the puzzle. To make things great, it took each of us constantly working and building on each other's ideas. When in a position of leadership, you must listen to the voices of others and not let your own ideas blind you. It is imperative to stay humble and always keep your ears open. There are so many wonderful ideas that come from the most unexpected people and situations. At times, it is difficult and a lot of work to be class president, but it was all so worth it. The experiences I've had because of this position and the things I've helped accomplish were more than enough in return for the time and effort spent doing them. Although my time as class president is coming to an end, I will keep these ideals and experiences with me for the rest of my life. The key of leadership has been passed on from each current senior class president to the incoming senior class president. As the senior class president before me, I've signed this key and will pass it on. The expectations that have been set by these previous presidents are high, but I believe that I've lived up to them to the best of my ability. As I pass this key on to the next senior class president, I hope they also strive to exemplify the characteristics of cooperation and selflessness that those before us have exhibited. To them, I say good luck, and don't forget to enjoy your senior year as well. It goes by quicker than you can imagine. And as one final thing to the class of 2021, we really did it. Good job. Do I give this back to you?
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Elizabeth Moore, Miss Victoria Renfro, Miss Jaden Hackman, and Miss Aspen Lintner, and Miss Alexis Hoffman. I'm sorry, I don't know if you are suffering from allergies, but this stuff floating around is getting to me. Excuse me. Will now present the senior contributions for the class of 2021.
Good evening, Lincoln community. My name is Elizabeth Moore, and I am your class treasurer.
And I'm Victoria Renfro, your class secretary.
It has been an honor holding these officer roles the past few years, and we want to thank all of you for trusting us within leading our class. Growing up a rail splitter the past 13 years and getting to know all of you outstanding graduates has been an amazing experience. I want to thank all of the staff and teachers for always being encouraging and supportive in and out of the classroom. You graduates are truly special and have made my high school journey one to remember. I'm so excited to see what you all do in your future.
I am blessed and honored to be able to stand up here alongside one of my best friends, giving a speech to my fellow classmates. This is a bittersweet moment for all of us. This is the end of a chapter that none of us will forget. Yet we get to start writing a new one. I can't wait to see what new adventures you will all begin to conquer in the upcoming years. And no matter where you end up, always remember to bleed blue.
We are so excited to welcome the class of 2025 into the high school. We will be gifting the freshmen $1,000 in order to start their 4 years off strong and thrive to their highest potential.
We know how important it is to have funds in order to plan activities and fundraisers for the upcoming years. We are so excited to see what great accomplishments you all achieve, and we wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind. Hi, Brad. What's up, Lincoln community? I'm Lexi Hoffman, and I'm your class representative and student council president. The past 13 years, I've gotten to experience so many beautiful people. All the graduates sitting in front of me, congrats, by the way. All the amazing staff who helped us achieve our goals, and all of our fellow students who brought in endless smiles to the school. Although our time was cut short with each other, we will never forget the people we walked in the halls with, the people we invited to the bathroom just so we could procrastinate class, the people who helped us study at lunch for the tests we forgot about, and most importantly, the people who pushed us to be better us. As the class of 2021 starts their new journey, we leave Lincoln High School with new drinking fountains for the west side of the school. I hope these drinking fountains keep the question, hey, will you come fill up your water bottle with me, to create these unforgettable friendships. So, to my fellow unforgettable graduates, do awesome things and be awesome people. And to the rest of the Lincoln community, stay hydrated, and every time you fill up your water bottle, remember the amazing graduates of 2021.
Hi, all Lincoln faculty and families, and especially fellow graduates. My name is Jaden Hackman, and this is my fellow officer and best friend, Aspen Lintner. We are both class representatives for the class of 2021. First of all, I just want to say congratulations to everyone here tonight. Fellow graduates, we made it, even throughout this global pandemic. We have had probably the roughest senior year in Lincoln history. Never mind the hardships we have faced, two really special people have stuck with us through it all. We owe a special thanks to our class sponsors, Mr. Grissom and Ms. Hamilton.
They have aided us through the entirety of our high school years, attending meeting after meeting along with us in order to make our years of high school truly amazing. They even slaved continuous nights helping build the homecoming floats. On that note, we have a gift to award them. We want to present them each with gift cards, as well as other personal gifts and flowers in recognition of their hard work.
Once again, the class of 2021 thanks you for all your hard work. Thank you.
First of all, before I welcome the class of 2021 graduates, I have to apologize for a couple of names I butchered. Angelica Dixon and Cole Stiltner. You get to moving so fast and you stumble over your words, so I apologize for that on this your big day. But congratulations to the Lincoln High School class of 2021 graduates. You have endured many challenges and struggles over the past 2 years, but yet you have prevailed. These challenges and struggles should serve as a lifetime reminder to you that through the storms of life, the sun does shine again, and your futures will be as bright as you make them. To our class officers, you have done a remarkable job as leaders and positive role models. Thank you. It has been a pleasure and an honor serving as your class sponsor, and I wish you much success and happiness in the future.
Congratulations, class of 2021. We're finally here. I just want you to remember, not the last 18 months. Remember the times before. Remember the times of staying out late, building floats, so that we could tie for second twice. We would have won 2 years ago, guys. That float was awesome. But remember your times here. Remember them fondly, and get out there and light the world on fire. Congratulations, guys.
And now, I ask that you stand for the playing of the Lincoln High School alma mater with our honorary conductor, Brianna Anderson. Son, not son, sorry. And we will now hear our Lincoln High School fight song, honorarily conducted by Harper Cruz. Please be seated. It was just the extended remix. It's okay. It's okay. It just gets us to keep you here just a little bit longer. This is always the most difficult part for me because this is the final time that I get to address you as one of your administrators. So bear with me. Once again, we ask that our graduates please rise. Whew. At this time, you may transfer your tassel from right to left, signifying that your graduation is complete. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the graduating class of 2021.